morning, Splinter reports. Local authorities believed he took his own life. Richmond was the father of 6-year-old Abiel Richmond, one of the more than 24 people killed in the Sandy Hook Elementary School. In a statement posted to the Newtown Police Department Facebook page, law enforcement officials said that Richmond's death does not appear suspicious, and an autopsy will be conducted today. Yeah, so this is a heartbreaking event for the Richmond family and the Newton community as a whole, said Police Lieutenant Aaron Bahamond at the NPD in an NPD statement, Newtown Police Department statement. The department prayers are with Richmond family right now, and we ask that his family be given privacy at this most difficult time. Yeah, it's just absolutely awful story. And Richmond's death comes just days after the survivors of the two survivors of the MSD shooting in Parkland, Florida, took their own lives this past week. On Friday, Cara Aiello confirmed that her surviving daughter Sydney had died after struggling with PTSD and survivor's guilt. Oh, this is awful. On Saturday night, police reported the second Parkland classmate, who had not yet been named, taking his own life. According to a classmate's father, the student did shoot himself. It's, especially after suffering from a mass shooting, that's just awful, awful way to die. And so sad that we really need to, again, look after these people. It's really exposing a new problem that most people never really knew that one existed. Like, I mean, it sounds kind of silly, but a lot of people are like, yeah, people, I mean, when they're mass shooting, it just goes away. But, like, it really lingers. It really lingers. And to agree, I think many people who haven't experienced it just don't expect. Yeah, so if you know any one of those people who suffered, just please try and keep an eye out for them and see if you can help them in any way if you think they may be feeling help. All right, so again, yeah, that is a very, very tough story. To give the, of course, the National Suicide Hotline there. If you know someone who is in crisis, call the National Suicide Prevention Line at 800-273-8225 or text TALK to 741-741. Or visit speakingofsuicide.com/resources for additional resources. All right, we turn now to Chuck Schumer. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, the patron saint of lower gas prices, is facing a tough vote this week as his Republican counterpart Mitch McConnell attempts to bring the Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Senator Ed Markey's Green New Deal to the floor. He's taking a bad situation and making it worse in typical Schumer fashion. The conventional wisdom behind the Senate GOP bringing up the Green New Deal for resolution for a vote is simple: to force the Democrats to vote on it so the Republicans can hammer them with subsequent elections for voting lockstep with the dastardly, cow-hating, train-loving Maoist AOC. This could be difficult for someone like Doug Jones, who faces extremely long re-election odds as he doesn't face an alleged pedophile again in 2020. So Schumer has been in Congress for nearly 40 years, and the Senate for 20, hatched a brilliant plan. Instead of taking position on the bill, Senate Democrats should just all vote present. The functional equivalent of shrugging when someone asks you what you want, according to Splinter News. Schumer's credit, though, the Hill reports that the Sunrise Movement, one of the main Green New Deal activist groups, backed the plan to have everyone vote present because of McConnell's transparent attempt to stir divisions in the Democratic caucus. But already the plan is going to hell because not everyone who's actually in the Senate wants to fall in line, and the challenge is coming from the right. Guess who? Joe Manchin, the West Virginia senator who's made it his life's mission to secure his state's workers engaged in a suicide pact with the coal industry. And again, pretty much, it's really going to be rough for the coal industry there, or the coal workers there. It has been rough in West Virginia under Joe Manchin's guidance. He said they can do what they want. I'm not a prison type guy, he told him last month. The entire strategy of voting present, one Republican aide noted to the Hill, falls apart rather quickly when at least one Democrat breaks ranks. It's not like Schumer couldn't see this coming. 611 close sponsors are currently running for president right now. I mean, for the Democratic base, the Green New Deal is popular, but a better solution is flip it around to McConnell. Let the Senate Dems vote however they want. If they vote for the resolution, if they want to vote for the resolution, they should. If they don't, well, they should do that too. Do whatever you want. If they're in GOP-dominated states like Jones's, it stands to reason they won't lose much politically. But if they're in the liberal-leaning states just voting against it because they prefer to take a reasonable centrist bipartisan tack on climate change, which has never once worked, maybe the voters will finally take some note of that. So, and it does, by the way, with that idea, just letting them vote whatever they want, it makes a lot of sense about why they are not cool with this idea. It's really not a very popular, it's not a very Chuck Schumer thing to do, just to say the least. All right, we got to go. Little bit of long show today. I apologize for that. This has been The Wake Up. You just got the world in 20 minutes, 44 seconds.